Today we're going to be doing intermediate. I'm going to show you traditional grip and I'm going to show you. This is Clayton Skinner. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Beat. Hey, this is Clayton Skinner. In this episode, we're going to be showing you the beginning steps of putting 16th notes on your snare drum. So let's get to it. So when you're adding 16th note to your snare, you're adding the 16th notes between the 8th notes. So if you have a whole row of 8th notes, in between those notes are the 16th notes. So the 8th notes would go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The 16th notes would be the E's and A's between those. 1 E and A, 2 E and A. For more information on this, you can go back to the episode where we explained all the different notes and how they work. So we already know that the 8th notes are played on the hi-hat. So just like we learned in the 8th note groove video, if you're playing 8th notes on the hi-hat, when you're adding a note between it, that will be your 16th notes on snare. This first exercise is kind of like playing a single stroke roll between your hi-hat and your snare. Your right hand being on your hi-hat, and your snare drum being played by your left hand. So it's played like this. So the saying goes, if you can't play it, say it. Oftentimes when you stumble across an exercise or a beat that you don't understand, the best thing to do is to try to break it down and then say it before you play it. So the first exercise in the PDF is just 16th notes randomly placed between 8th notes. Remember, the 16th notes are the E's and the A's, and the 8th notes are the 1 and 2 and etc., etc. So the first exercise on the PDF says 1 E and 2 E and a 3 and a 4 and a. So you got to make sure that you keep those 8th notes consistent when there's no 16th note being played between them. Okay. So the next say and play on the list says 1 and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 and a. So say that over and over again and try to repeat that pattern. Remember, again, 16th notes go between the 8th notes. Okay? Just keep it nice and smooth. So if you're having troubles understanding this, you may want to actually try counting along while I play it. So when I'm demonstrating these videos, all you got to do is just try to count along while I play it. And now for some practical applications. Now there's only 2 spots you can really put these where it doesn't affect the backbeat. The backbeat being 2 and 4. And that's on the E's of 1 and 3 and the A's of 2 and 4. Okay, so the first exercise goes 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. So there's no bass drum, it's just hi-hat and snare. So lesson B on the PDF now has the snare drum on the ah of 2 and the ah of 4. So it goes like this. 1 and 2 and ah 3 and 4 and ah. Beats 1 and 2 on the PDF are just basically A and B played with the bass drums on 1 and 3. If you have problems with 1 and 2, you could just go back to A and B and play them without the bass drum. Then when you're comfortable, you can go back and play 1 and 2 as written. So these next exercises take the concept of beats number 1 and 2 and kind of moves them around. To keep things simple, I kept the bass drum on 1 and 3. If you have any problems, just go back to 1 and 2 and really get those 16th notes down. replaying this video until you're comfortable with all the exercises. Remember, it's important to say it if you can't play it. Keep all of the eighth notes and 16th notes even with each other. So if your eighth notes are 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, the 16th notes, again, are your E's and your A's. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Your PDF can be your friend in this situation. You can't get through this without it, so just make sure that you have that handy at all times. So that's it for adding 16th notes on your snare for beginners. When you're ready to take this to the next level, check out our intermediate video. That'll give you a lot more exercises you can work with. All right, so that's it for now. I'll see you next time.